Let's begin with a story you might find disturbing. She was kidnapped in April 2019 by two men and who sought refuge in her mother's home. 18-year-old Precious, not her real name, says she was sexually abused nearly every day while in captivity for 4 months. But that was not all. Her captors compelled her to take concoctions to abort the pregnancy that came from that multiple sexual assaults. She's been sharing some of the graphic details of her 4-month-long ordeal at the hands of the strangers who were given shelter in her home. Komla Adom and Ivy Setoji have more in this report.
They usually beat me with planks when they want to have sex with me.
Okay, so it means that apart from the time you woke up and you found yourself in blood, they still had sex with you subsequently?
Yes. Every day.
The pain of an 18-year-old girl kidnapped from Aflao and raped multiple times by two men posing as destitute pastors on a mission from Nigeria. For 4 months, Precious, not her real name, was subjected to sexual abuse by her captors who baited her with a snack.
They asked that they wanted to eat pizza, which I also agreed that I would also like to eat the same pizza. So my mom instructed us to go and get the pizza and come back. So when we went, they gave me malt before getting to where we'll buy the pizza, and I drank it. After drinking it, I never knew what was happening anymore around me.
This is all she could remember after having the drink.
The only thing I remembered was that I was found in a room, naked, and I was bleeding. I got up, but I had no strength. But then they took a picture of me naked, and they showed it to me that if I eventually decide to go away or tell anybody, that they will send the picture viral.
As if that was not enough, Precious would spend the next 4 months after her capture as a sex object for the two men. The men transported her between Nigeria, Togo and Ghana, demanding ransoms from her parents to facilitate her release. After weeks of being held and abused, she got pregnant.
They find out that I was months pregnant, and those boys checked, and then they gave me a drink. It's in the form of a water, but it's bitter, and when you take it, your stomach gets very hot, and you started feeling very bad about the way your stomach feels. You're not comfortable. After all this, my dad had been going through ups and downs to make sure that I get a better treatment, but that is not what I want. What I want is that justice should be served. They shouldn't just go scot-free.
Her mother narrates how her act of kindness to offer the self-styled pastors a home opened her family up to the incident.
These two people that came to my house, the first day they came, they were smelling like people that came out from prison. The first day I saw them, I clothed them, I buy things for them, I make them feel that there is a hope again. The way they say they are pastors, I feel so bad. If I did not brought them in my house for helping them, giving them the job, taking care of them, I think my virgin daughter will remain virgin until she marries. Because you see, who knows tomorrow?
Frantic searches in Ghana, Togo and Nigeria on the direction of the two men did not yield any results.
I reported immediately in Togo police station. So I told them that, oh, my daughter and some men, they went to buy pizza and they told me they are in Togo. We started searching for them in Togo. Carry collected phone, beg these people, okay, please, we don't even, okay, the money, no problem, but please let us hear the voice of this girl. Not the younger brother can,
recover.
I know, get okay. I beg these two people like a child. I use the name of God Almighty to beg them.
Precious sums up her experiences. As she spoke to me, tears rolled down her cheeks.
I don't like the way I'm feeling, and I don't want someone else to go through that same pain. I'm facing the pain today, but I wish that justice should be prevailed. I told people at that place that I was their girlfriend, but they never allowed me to speak. I just don't want to see them anymore. I am so tired of all these things that is happening, and I wish justice can be prevailed for my sake, just for one day, so that at least I can have a better life again. That's all that I wish for.
According to her foster father, Dr. Nunu, a collaboration with some young people in Aflao led to the rescue of a girl from a hideout.
In Akachabo, that she went and reported to the police, and the police said, okay, we need to know exactly where they are. The mother decided that he will get the area boys to assist. We used a bait, and the girl was there. As soon as they saw the boy, they dragged the girl into the room and locked the door. They just broke the door and ran out. They didn't know there was ambush. Then called in the police, and the police came for them.
Her parents say several hospital visits from Akachi to Kolebu in Accra reveal she has severe lacerations in her private parts.
The doctor has to treat her because the doctor said that the substances they have given her have scattered the child, and also having a wound in the womb. The pussy there also is having a very big wound.
But the girl was very sick. The day we went to the place, she almost collapsed. We have been to 4 hospitals so far. From Akachi Hospital, the doctor examined her and did a whole lot. From Akachi to Kokrobite Clinic, she was not well. From there to Akawi, they said no, the thing is serious. So we have to rush to Kolebu Teaching Hospital. We have been there since. It has been a tug of war before we find her alive today. I cannot understand how they can hurt the girls that much.
It's been a tough 4 months she would want to forget in a hurry. She murmurs she hopes to be back on her feet again. But her ultimate dream would be to have the suspect severely punished for taking her virginity, her happiness, and her being.
I don't want it to repeat again. I want I myself to be the last, because I don't like the way I'm feeling, and I don't want someone else to go through that same pain and that same I never had any bad intentions for anybody, so I don't want anyone to go through this pain. Please, I'm begging.
The 2 men currently in custody are to be put before the Qatar Circuit Court Monday as the state begins prosecution on the matter. Komla Adom and Ivy Setoji's report.
The pleas of an 18-year-old, she just keeps calling for justice and for what has happened to her never to be repeated on anybody. Well, that case was called in court today. Ivy Setoji joins us on the phone with some details from that court process. Hello, Ivy.
Hello, good afternoon.
Ivy, now, first of all, tell us a bit more about how they found this girl and where. Her father talks about the fact that some of the gentlemen in the neighborhood helped to find her, but where exactly and how come they didn't know she was there all along?
Well, according to them, when the thing happened, they started searching.
Ivy, if you can reposition and speak up a little bit.
Yes, hear me.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so according to them, they were unable to find her initially. And so some guys in the neighborhood were able to trace them with the help of some neighbors to be able to get these people. And then at Akati, things were rough because, according to them, the police were not able to really handle a situation. They even told me that the police even asked Aflao police station to be handled. So the issue was a little bit complicated according to the mother because they had no one to talk to, and the police also in Akasi were not really cooperating with the issue at first. And then the arrest of these people. So initially, they arrested them, let them go, and then they lodged another report that led them to the arrest again. And so for now, they're just hoping that justice is served to the girl and these people are prosecuted. At the court today, the court was adjourned to 15th of this month because the suspect pleaded not guilty. And the prosecutor also told the court that he is still investigating the case and yet to visit the scene. After all this while, the investigator said he is yet to visit the scene of the crime, and he requested for 2 weeks to finish his investigation. And also, so the judge agreed and get them up to 15 to reappear in court.
So, Ivy, let me help me to get this correct. They went to court today, and these people were accosted by neighbors in this place in Akachi and sent to the police when?
Well, according to them, the woman said they arrested her. She couldn't tell us the exact date, but according to her, when she realized that the daughter was meeting with the people, she started searching for them, and that was after some few days that some neighbors said they had some links of where they were.
Okay, so it took a couple of days, but they went to court today, and the investigator said he had not been to the place.
He has been to the scene. Interestingly, the investigator said he has not been to the scene yet. That he is asking the judge to give him 2 weeks to go to the scene and then do his investigation this time around before the case is worked done. That was what he said to the court, and so the judge granted that, and so they are to reappear on the 16th of this month.
Do these two gentlemen who have been accused, were they in court today?
Yes, so that's George Andrew and Maxwell Peter. They were in court but pleaded not guilty to the crime.
George Andrew and Maxwell Peter. Now, they pleaded not guilty. Did they provide any explanation why they're saying they're not guilty?
No explanation. They just pleaded not guilty to the crime, and then the prosecutor came in that he needs to investigate, so he should be given the 2 weeks to go to the scene to investigate, so they come back to court. So it was kind of interesting as to how they couldn't investigate all this while, and now asking for 2 weeks to do the investigation before they get back to court.
Ivy, can you describe their demeanor today in court?
They look normal and not really feeling remorse. They were just there as people who just came to looking a bit confident and all that because they were not ready to plead guilty. They said they are innocent and all that. So they look normal. They didn't look like someone or people who committed any crime, even though the parents, some people know or are testifying against them.
So the case has been adjourned to 15th of September.
15th of this month.
16th, right? 1/6.
So 2 weeks from now, they should get back to court.
What do people in the neighborhood say concerning this matter?
Well, people are now scared because this is a young girl who was supposed to be in secondary school first year, and this thing happened. Okay, so some residents are saying, okay, what if it happened to their daughters? And so in that vicinity, that area is not safe for them. That's both Akashi and Aflao is not safe for them. And they are asking the police to do something urgent about these situations. They think the police are not proactive, and they think the police are not doing the best to arrest these people on time and prosecute them. They think the police are just relaxed on issues this nature, and that they should be more proactive when these issues are reported to them, because these are young girls trying to get education, and these things happen. And the trauma alone, according to residents, is worrying. The police should do something about this issue.
Ivy, thank you very much for that update. Ivy Setsoji is a Volta regional correspondent who was in court today for us concerning this matter, which was called in court today. But as Ivy reports, it's going to take 2 more weeks for the investigator to gather some evidence with which they can prosecute this matter in court.